Situated in southeastern Turkey, Zeugma, literally bridge or crossing in ancient Greek, owes this name to the fact that it was located at the major ancient crossings on the river Euphrates. It was thus at the physical intersection of the major east-west trade route and the north-south route along the river. Zeugma actually refers to twin cities on opposing banks of the river. They were Hellenistic settlements established by the commander Seleucus Nicator around 300 BC. The settlement on the west bank was called Seleucia after him, and that on the east bank was called Apamea after his Persian wife Apama. Seleucia became the major eastern frontier city of the Roman Empire, and with two Roman legions, namely Legion X Fretensis and the Legion IV Scutica, based in Zeugma in the 1st century AD, the strategic importance and the cosmopolitan nature of the city increased greatly. Due to this geopolitically significant location, the site is an important research ground for scholars interested in hybridized local cultures that formed by an influx of Greco-Macedonians and the Romans to the region. Apart from a Semitic population, the inhabitants of the city included Greco-Macedonians, migrants brought to the city by Seleucus, merchants from various regions, high-ranking Roman soldiers whose number increased when the city was annexed into the Roman Empire, and also Roman citizens, legionaries, and civil servants. As a consequence, Zeugma is home to archaeological remains that reflect the complicated, sometimes ambiguous, yet extremely varied characters of the ethnicities which mingled within the city and formed new synthesis. Zeugma Archaeological Project is a long-term project that I have been directing since 2005 from Ankara University. Although earlier several teams had worked on the site, it was in 2000 that, because a newly constructed dam would flood part of the site with the water of the Euphrates River, extensive salvage excavations were initiated. With the construction of the dam, the whole of Apamea and about 30% of Seleucia were to be flooded. Several Roman residential complexes and a part of the Hellenistic agora were excavated at that time, and the finds were relocated to the Gaziantep Museum. When I took over as director of Zeugma excavations in 2005, the dam had been built, the waters had risen to the maximum level, and the scholars who had worked in the salvage excavations previously had begun to publish some of the finds. Zeugma offers us some of the most intricate and intriguing examples of mosaic art in the ancient world. But more importantly, the site reveals unique insight into one of the most important means of socialization in the Greco-Roman world, the convivium culture, together with its architectural context. The banquets were the most popular form of the entertainment in Greco-Roman culture. The mosaics on the floor of the rooms that housed banquets depicted some of the most dramatic scenes from mime, pantomime, or tragedy plays that were adapted from the ancient literary novellas and enacted during or after banquets. Besides mythological stories, popular works by famous tragedy and comedy writers of the period would be recited with music in the entertaining and the thought-provoking styles of mime or pantomime by artists invited to the gathering. It is known that Zeugma also has enjoyed reputation for its entertainment business in the realm of ancient Rome. Business was run by retired soldiers, particularly from the Roman legions stationed at Zeugma, and besides catering for soldiers, they also held banquets at private residences. At such events, guests would eat in a reclined position on couches in a specific hierarchical order. Our ongoing work in Zeugma aims not only to present new findings to the world of science, They are also carried out with a sense of responsibility for protecting this world cultural heritage site for ours in Turkey, for spreading knowledge about it, and for relaying this heritage to the later generations. Visitors coming to Zeugma will be able to see the Roman dwellings in their original architectural settings and context. The protective shelter structure, which we have built in 2010 to cover 5 Roman houses in Zeugma, provides visitors important insight into private life of the Roman Zeugma and the city's domestic culture. In addition, the Muses House, whose excavations we have completed in recent years, present one of the unique examples of the Greco-Roman houses in the region. The house was called the Muses House after discovery of a floor mosaic which depicts the 9 muses that were regarded as inspiration fairies for domains such as lyric, poetry, history, music, astrology, and philosophy of ancient world.